So I kind of think connection has become one of those overused buzzwords that people are bouncing around, and that irritates me a little bit because in of itself, if you're just bouncing around talking about being connected and how important connection is, then the irony is you're not really connected. You're not really doing what I perceive or believe connection truly is. And connection became one of my values. I think I spend time exploring values on a semi-regular basis, and I like to be challenged on what my values are. And connection became a value because it started with family. I knew that family was really important to me, and I was challenged on that. And then it grew into relationships because, yeah, absolutely, friends can become as important as family. It's about how much you care for somebody and therefore how connected you feel to them. How strong is the elastic that holds you together, and the connection between you, what happens when it's tested? What happens when it's stretched to its max? Does it snap? Do you end up apart and disconnected, or is it so strong that it really doesn't matter what that person does or how much they hurt you? Will you come back together? Is your connection stronger than, will it stand the test of time? So that's what connection now represents to me. It represents the idea of growing a connection that becomes so strong or is tested and challenged over time, and that you choose to make that connection on an ongoing basis, to stay connected regardless of what happens, what words are used, what acts. Are you willing to stay in the room and have the conversations that keep you connected? How different would the world be if people, as individuals and collectives, were willing to stay connected no matter what was happening? So regardless of the words being used or the acts that had been done or the competing priorities that were sat on the table, what if we were just willing to stay in that conversation, or at least come back to that conversation? So I've threaded that through so much of my work, the conflict resolution work that I do, just helping people to reconnect again, coaching clients to connect into themselves and stay in love with themselves and not leave themselves out of the picture or disconnect from who they truly are. And relationships. I witness so many of the problems, the drama that we create in the everyday. It all comes back to connection. Simple questions like asking yourself, do I still want that person in my life? Do I still want that relationship? And just being honest, because equally it is okay to become disconnected. We can outgrow people and relationships, and our body will often tell us, if we're listening to it, whether that relationship is still serving us or whether we need to let it go. And we can let it go, with grace and happiness and blessing. Things serve us for a period of time, and then it's time to let go of that connection and say goodbye and move on and make room for new connections. I think that's what's so beautiful about life and its evolution, that some connections are meant to stay with us and last forever, and some connections just come for a short while, and some might never come at all if we don't let them. But the biggest part about connection for me is that connection to self. So I try really, really hard and make it an ongoing part of my journey into being a better Rachel Flower, that I stay connected with me and who I want to be and who I am, the choices that I make in every conversation that I have. I keep asking myself, how connected do I feel in this moment? And things like social media and technology are increasingly forcing us to be disconnected from who we truly are inside of ourselves. So I'm always trying to do things in the everyday that make me feel more connected to who I am and who the best person I can be is. How to be happier, how to be more fun, how to be more honest, how to be more sad or angry, if that's what I need to do in that moment, but then come back to some sense of peace that means that I feel connected again. Yeah. Loads to say and talk about on connection, I think.